In this video, we will discuss general virology topic. In past couple of years, we have encountered a severe pandemic of virus, that is COVID-19 pandemic, and we also have experienced a havoc which is created by the another virus, that is lumpy skin disease virus. One has impacted the world economy, and other has impacted Indian dairy sector. So, by considering these two events, it is pretty clear that one should be thorough with the what virus as a particle got capacity to impact human life, leading to misery and unwanted effects on our health and animal health. These are the effects of a virus. So it is pretty clear that we as a human being, or be it a veterinarian or a human medicine doctor, should be equipped with all the necessary details regarding the virology. So in this general virology unit, we will be posting videos related to these things one after one. So please go through these videos and do watch. Now let us start with the introduction to the virus. When we say word virus, it actually derived from Latin word, that is poison. These viruses are nothing but the another form of an infectious agents, such as infectious agents involve like bacteria, like fungus, or any inanimate infectious agents. And among those, we consider virus as an infectious agent also. So basically, this is nothing but an infectious agent, which is obligate intracellular parasite. When we notice the word parasite, there are some different criteria are there to call something as a parasite. The meaning of the parasite is that which is dependent on some other life form for its life or for its survival. So such type of organisms are called as parasites. So basically virus is nothing but a parasite, but in case of virus it is a bit different. So this is an obligate organism. Obligate is nothing but it can't survive on its own. It need a cell, to be precise a living cell, for the survival of virus. That is why the virus are called as obligate intracellular parasites. Yeah, we were discussing regarding why viruses are called as obligate intracellular parasites. There are some particular criteria are there to name something as a parasite. When it comes to viruses, we are naming it as obligate and intracellular. This is because viruses lack cellular structures. In the beginning only, we told viruses are particles. They are not cells. When we consider bacteria and fungus, these are more evolved form of life when compared to virus. These two are cellular organisms. Maybe not to the level of where different organisms has developed, but bacteria is a cell, fungus is a cell. But virus, we don't say virus as a cell. Virus is a particle. If a virus as a particle is outside a cell or a living cell, then it doesn't have any life form. It won't act on its own. So this is because it lacks a cellular structure. Such as viruses don't have organelles, cytoplasm, or membranes. These all are required for a proper metabolism. So this is the first criteria of the virus to be naming as obligate intracellular parasites. Now another one is viruses don't have independent metabolism. First one is cellular structures. They don't have any cellular structures. Another one, second one is they don't have independent metabolism. That is nothing but they cannot generate energy or synthesis ATPs on its own, and even they can't even synthesis protein on their own. So this makes virus a parasite. Then next criteria for virus to become as an obligate intracellular parasite is they also lack ribosomes. Ribosomes, as you all know, they are the workers to produce proteins in the body. To say it in layman word, Ribosomes are nothing but workers who work to produce proteins. So as there is no ribosomes in the virus, so they can't make their own protein. This makes virus must hijack the host cell machinery to make its own protein. So this is the third criteria, that there is no ribosomes. Now, another factor is the viruses depend on host enzymes. To be more precise, these viruses use host DNA, RNA polymerase. The enzymes like DNA polymerase or RNA polymerase, or as we said in third point, ribosomes, tRNA. The viruses will use these all things to function its machinery, or to act, or to perform a particular action in the host. It uses host cells enzymes. So this makes virus is a parasite which depends on host enzymes. Then another thing is that this is very important, and that is viruses can only be reproduced inside the host cell, only inside the host. So if virus is outside the host cell, then that is just a particle which only reproduce when it entered a host cell. So these 5 criteria make a virus as a particle obligate intracellular parasite. It needs a living host, nothing but cell, to survive. Survivability is nothing but to reproduce. And another one is they are surviving inside the cell, so they are called as intracellular. And parasite, as we already discussed these things. So I hope the sentence now makes more sense. Now, and these are also ultramicroscopic in size. This is nothing but we can't able to see as such with the naked eye. Even some bacteria also we can't able to see with the naked eye, but with the light microscope we can even see the bacteria and fungus. But in case of virus, it is very difficult to have a look at viruses under light microscope. So these are called as ultramicroscopic in size, because the one thing is we can't see them on just by using light microscope. We can only see these viruses when we use help of electron microscope. So this is about the size of the virus. So viruses are basically ultramicroscopic in size, and this is, we already discussed it. They can reproduce only in the living cell, and in its simplest form, the virus particles are made up of actually nucleic acid. The structure of virus involved, inside it is nucleic acid, which is again enclosed by a capsid. So this is a simplest form of a virus, where this nucleic acid, it may be either DNA or RNA. So this we refer as genome. Genome is nothing but a nucleic acid which may be either DNA or RNA. So this is genome. Now, the genome is enclosed in a proteinaceous coat, and that coat is called as capsid. Basically, capsid is made up of proteins. Till now we studied the 2 structural components of virus. The one is genome, which may be either DNA or RNA, and another one is the genome is enclosed in a proteinaceous coat, that is capsid. In some viruses, there is one more additional layer or covering on the capsid or over the capsid, and that is called as envelope. This is envelope. It is not necessary that all viruses have envelope. So again, based on presence or absence of envelope, we classify the viruses as enveloped virus or non-enveloped viruses. When we look into the chemical composition of envelope is made up of a lipid bilayer. But very interesting thing about envelope is that envelope is derived from the host cell. So this is the point. When we say envelope is derived from host cell, what happens means, when consider this as a cell, if a virus enters the cell, it starts dividing itself, nothing but it starts producing itself. There are 2 different methods of production of viruses are there. We will be looking at those things in future classes. Now let us consider if some virus is reproducing itself by using budding method. Then in such case, while reproducing itself, it makes a multiple copies of the virus inside the host cell, and the host cell will burst. During that process, the membrane, the cell membrane or nuclear membrane, so those membranes will entangle with the new formed virus over the capsid. So such viruses which got a lipid bilayer over the capsid, now that virus we call it enveloped virus. And again, there are some viral proteins are stubbed in the envelope during this process, and so we call these proteins as glycoproteins. So basically these glycoproteins are on the envelope. radiating corona. These are the glycoproteins. In another term, we indicate these glycoproteins as the spikes of virus. So this is about the envelope. And these proteins are nothing but the glycoproteins or spikes allow the virus to recognize the correct host cell, and it helps in gaining the entry into the cytoplasm of the cell. So this is about a brief introduction of what the virus is. And next we will look into other aspects of general virology.